Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and today I'm gonna show you how to turn an image into a retro style poster. For this video, I'm gonna be using this image which I downloaded from pexels.com, where you can find all kinds of stock images for free. So to begin, first we need to separate our subject, which is this woman, from the background. So let's select it. So for now, I'm gonna skip this selection process as it might take a while to do it. If you are new to Photoshop and don't really know how to select, don't worry, I will make a video tutorial on it pretty soon. So subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss any of my videos. So once we have selected the object, press Ctrl plus J, and what this is going to do is take the selection and put it into a new layer. Once we have done that, select the background and create a threshold adjustment layer by clicking on this icon. You'll now see that the background has been turned black and white. You can adjust the threshold limit by moving the slider. This will bring out the details on the car. Well, I'm happy with it. Well, the next thing to do is create another adjustment layer, but this time it's going to be a gradient map. Click on this bar and here you can modify the gradient. So double click on this little knob, select the first color. Now, the key to making a great retro style is to use muted colors, and by muted I mean colors with low saturation and lightness. So basically pale colors. I'm gonna go ahead and use a shade of muted red. Press OK, and for the other side of the gradient map I will use a darker shade of white. Press OK again. Now we have successfully covered editing the background part of the image. It's time to do something about the subject. We don't want to use threshold on the subject because we want to retain the details of it, and it will also help the subject stand out from the background. So click on the layer with the subject, and I'm gonna just use the gradient map again, and as you can see the background has turned grayscale as well. Don't worry about it, but for the subject we want to use lighter shade of black and a darker shade of white. Remember, to get a great retro look, never use bright or extreme colors. Press OK. Now to link this grayscale gradient map to the subject layer, what you need to do is Alt click in between the layers. This will only apply the gradient map to the layer below it. Well, this image is already looking pretty good, but we can do more, such as using titles. For this composition, I want to make a title which somewhat resembles this old retro poster. First, we need to make these strips. So go ahead and create a new layer. Now use the rectangular marquee tool to make a thin and long selection. Make sure the new layer is selected and make a new solid color adjustment layer. This will fill the selection with a chosen color. I want to use this muddy pale shade of yellow. Press OK. Now press Ctrl plus J 2 times. Now we have these three lines stacked on top of each other. Use the Move tool to separate them. If you're having trouble getting an even distance between these lines, then go to View and make sure Snap and Extras are checked. Now what I want to do is combine all these lines to make the stripe we need. So select the first line and shift click to select them all and select merge layers. Now we have the stripe we need for the title. Let's just keep it aside for now. To create the text, use the horizontal type tool and click anywhere on the canvas and type whatever you want. I'm just gonna type something cool. Now select the whole text. Now go to the character panel. If you don't have it here, then you can go to Window and select Character. If the window is floating loose on the UI, you can just drag it to the quick access bar. So open the character panel. Now in the character panel, you can select any font you like, but I will use Britannic Bold. Maybe adjust the size a little bit. We may also need to adjust the distance between lines, and I have kept the underline feature activated. Now all that is left to do is select the color. And for this text, I'm gonna click on this stripe, and this will copy the color of the stripe to the font. Press OK, close the character panel. Now I will use transformation controls to rotate it a bit. To do that, press Ctrl plus T and you can rotate it this way. Well, that looks fine to me. I'm gonna drag it right over her head. Now while the transformation controls are active, right click on the text and select skew. Now drag this top corner knob to the right. Looks great. Press return to accept the changes, or you can just click here. I'm also going to rotate this strip and skew it as well. So right click again and select skew and align it with the text. Now click here to accept the changes. Now press Ctrl+J to duplicate the stripe and move it to the other side of the text. We also need to skew this separately. Now I'm going to add some effects on this text. To do that, select the text layer and click on the effects icon and choose drop shadow. And for this shadow, I'm going to use a muted blue. Press OK. Now we are going to create another drop shadow by clicking on this plus icon, but this time I'm going with the dark red. I will also increase the distance between them and change the angle a little bit. You can play with these values as you like, but make sure the spread value is set to 100%. Now click OK. Now as you can see, we have the effects listed right below the text layer. So right click on the layer and copy layer style. Select each of the stripe layers, right click on them and click on paste layer style. Do it with the other stripe layer as well. Now select all of them and put them behind the subject. We are almost done with this composition. Now all we need to do is add some noise to this image, and the best way to do it is by making a new layer by clicking on this icon. Make sure it's on the top. Now we make a solid color adjustment layer, select pure white and press OK. Now right click on the layer name and select rasterize layer. This will allow us to use filters on it. So go to filter, noise and add noise. I'm gonna go ahead with 100% noise and set the distribution to Gaussian. Press OK. Now if you enlarge this layer by pressing Ctrl+T, the noise particles will be more noticeable. Now set the blend mode to darken and reduce the opacity by 25%. Now select the layer mask of the noise layer and I'm gonna use the brush tool, use black as the color and make sure the hardness is set to 0%, and I'm just gonna paint this noise away. Now look at this. I call this fantastic. We are all done. Now you can export the image by going to File, then Export and Export As. Print it if you want, because that would definitely add 100 levels of coolness to your room. Well, that will be all for today. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.